let me go over.
I just had a quick question. You've done a lot of these analyses of different universities, and I was wondering how you had a sense of how Bowling Green compares to these other schools in terms of the percentage of their revenue that they, or of their operating budget that they use for faculty or instruction, or however it's broken down.
Well, you know, instruction generally seems to be in the 30s, that, you know, instructional, about 30% of operating costs, somewhere in there. My colleague Howard Buncis, who's the treasurer of the National AUP and an accountant, and he also is involved in doing this, has said, you know, in his opinion, that number should be closer to 50%. It may, and again, when you're looking at this, one of the things is to realize that just a couple of percent each way is an awful lot of money. That when you're going, so if I said, well, you know, you're at 30, and, you know, if you get some major improvement in your compensation, where is it going to put you? Well, you know, maybe at 32 or, you know, something like that. I mean, I can tell you it's kind of interesting that, having looked at this at my own university, where, you know, we, not this last contract, but the one before that, we got a really good contract. The last one, we were negotiating, you know, you were kind of almost in the same boat, you know, being, you know, affected by Senate Bill 5. And there was, you know, we didn't really have any leverage in our negotiating under that threat of Senate Bill 5. But the one before that, you know, we got a really good contract. In fact, when the first part of the financial crisis hit, the president of our university called us in and asked us to give back some of the raise that we had gotten. And our response was, you know, no, we're not giving it back. And we said, you know, you want us to take one for the team, but we're not really part of the team. If we're in trouble and we think we need to take one for the team, then we want to be part of the decision-making process about how resources are allocated at this institution. If you want to give up that management right that you're so fond of talking about, then we can talk about these raises that we've gotten. But, you know, no, otherwise, if we give these up, what are you going to spend them on? And of course, you know, lo and behold, somehow they found the money to build a football field.
Even though
we don't even have a football team. But now we have a football field, which we affectionately refer to as the field of nightmares.
Rudy affectionately.
Rudy, could you help me out? Is it possible to, when we're saying that Bowling Green is at the bottom of salaries, are you just looking at take-home pay, or are you including retirement benefit? Are you including health benefits?
Okay. What I'm looking at is the salaries by rank. And also, although I have to say the data for the NTT is not as reliable as the salary for the others, one of the main reasons I say that is because, for example, OU, they don't report anything for their NTT, what you call NTT, and they've got all this whole arcane nomenclature. But I know that they also have between 200 and 300 full-time non-tenure track faculty there. They don't report anything, so we don't really know what they're doing. But then you have, you know, instructors, and you have lecturers, and in some schools, one thing means one is the higher paid and the other one is the lower paid. And so how do you exactly look at this? You know, when I made my estimates for you guys in looking at this, I basically put them together and created, like, you know, I looked at the numbers and created like a weighted average to get kind of as best I could an average salaries for the NTT as well as for the you know, the assistant, the associates, and professors. And I think that's really the best way to look at it, because the different schools have different distributions of those ranks, and of course that affects kind of like an overall average. So when you're looking at it, you're looking at the salary. Now, as far as, pension and everything, there's no variation in pension because it's all set by law. The university contributes 14%, and right now you contribute 10%, and that's dictated by law, whether you're in an alternative retirement plan, which is a defined contribution plan, or whether you're in STRS, or they even have some hybrid that frankly I don't completely understand. It wasn't a choice that I had, and so I had not really looked into it. And to be honest, the only significant other benefit that really makes a difference is your health care benefits.
So
And
you look at
again,
that, you break that out, you compare that?
I did not do that in this report. Hopefully that's something that you can do here. We always do it in preparation for our negotiations and trying to look at this, what they're spending, and also, and I know you had Francis Jackson, right, come here, a colleague from Oakland, to talk about healthcare as well, but just in terms of like the premiums, what are you paying, and then, how does your policy compare to the others? And again, some of that's really kind of difficult to sort out because there are so many different things, moving pieces going on, like what's your maximum out-of-pocket expense? Do you have deductibles? Do you have co-pays? Different schools even have different plans. And then there are, of course, what do you have to pay when you go to the emergency room? What about your drug plan? And then, of course, there's always the premium that you pay as well. And so, you want to look at that. And to be honest, those are the two biggest, if you look at what the university says its benefit costs are. I mean, there are some other minor things, like, you probably have some life insurance. It's
Healthcare, right. So did you break that out and you compare that across universities?
Yeah, it's been
Do you
done.
see
Andy,
differences?
you can speak.
So yeah, it's certainly the plans are individual, but you would know.
We
How much
actually
that's
have a communication block.
Yeah, there's a unit, I don't remember what unit, maybe Rudy or Jackson remember, at OSU that compiles this information on an annual basis. And it compiles total spending, benefit, like health benefit spending per faculty member at public universities in Ohio. And ours was by far the lowest of any public university in Ohio.
We were like at 16,000 and most others are like 29.
The next, we were at 16, and the next closest was 21 or 22.
And how much has that been changing over the years? What is the percentage of compensation costs that benefits has been taking? Has that been changing or has that been steady?
Which is weird. Our percentage is low too, because you would think with such low salaries, the percentage of total compensation that goes to benefits would be low too, but it's not, because the absolute number that goes to benefits is so low as well that I think even proportionately to other schools, it's lower than our salaries are compared to other schools. As far as looking at it over time, Ohio State would have that data, but we haven't put it together.